visions from their own minds.
Oh, well, yeah, it's Thursday, baby! Welcome back, everybody, to the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. God, that song fires me up. That song gets me excited to get this bad boy going here. This is the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the daily live stream. I am your host, Crypto Bro, also known as Brian. A lot of you may know me. Welcome this beautiful, but chilly Thursday evening / early Friday morning. Getting geared up for the end of the week here. Lots of important stuff to talk about today here. We're going to go ahead and get that chill music going. That way we can set the mood. I'm fired up, you guys. We're back again. We are back again. Big times for cryptocurrency right now. We're definitely going to get into the cryptocurrency market here, but things are happening. Things are happening right now. We got plenty to discuss here. Not with fucking traditional markets, though. We're going to start with NASDAQ again. Hitting new all-time highs. New all-time highs once again. Get myself set up for this brush tool here. Trying to be more positive about that tool. But, I mean, you know. Oh, man, I didn't mean to do that. Actually go ahead and hit this lock button so I don't struggle. Yeah, I mean, you know, we confirmed a low here, you know, nearing a test of the 21 exponential here. Again, higher low structure. We're going to talk about that right now, but, you know, you got higher low once again. Again, looking for the 2-spot 2 Fibonacci extension target, again, all the way up the $17,250 region, give or take a few bucks here or there, following a trending movement. But again, that TA mumbo jumbo, man. Again, I'm looking either which way. I'm looking for one way or the other. That's basically how I plan my trades, plan my positions, things like that. Looking at NASDAQ again, bullish as ever. Until convinced otherwise, man. Until convinced otherwise. We got a nice break candle closure here. Very powerful move on new all-time highs here. Looking at this candle right now, looking for potentially a secondary candle closure above that region to confirm new tentative support above the breakout point. Again, the prior all-time high being 16,000, roughly 16,350, right? Broke right through that bad boy here, and the momentum still seems to be carrying to the upside. And again, from a macro perspective, you guys, kind of this, that's what I'm trying to get used to. Kind of the same thing I'm going to tell you guys about Bitcoin here. You see some red in the market, you start getting worried, your emotions start getting to you, and you're starting to struggle with, controlling them, or at least controlling the decisions you make based off of emotions, right? When in doubt, pull that chart out. When in doubt, pull that chart out. And when you pull this chart out, you're looking at a year of price action, over a year of price action right here. And this is after the coronavirus dump time here. Just a beautiful upside swing here. Got a rising trend line that is extremely valid. You got plenty of touch points on this diagonal trend line. And again, I don't like to play with diagonals too much, but again, when I see them be, playing relevant, I'm going to make sure that they're at least identified here. And this one, very relevant along the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, a whole bunch of touch points here. Definitely confirming that this one is valid. I wonder if it extends. Actually, it does extend. No, it doesn't. No, I wouldn't say it extends further than that. But again, big bullish structure here. So we're going to zoom in here and talk about a couple of conditions that I want to, kind of pay attention to, at least from my perspective, right? Change of behavior below the current low, yes, would be confirmed with any open and closure below 15,980 or the 21 exponential. We do see the 21 exponential a little bit above that region right now, so it's kind of iffy on that, so I would be very confident with a medium-term, again, short or medium-term time frame change of behavior to be confirmed with any closure below 15,980, at which point I'll start, targeting moves to the downside. First target being 15,710. Let me draw this out. Again, looking for a break of this region to the downside. I will be convinced, again, if we see a secondary open and closure below that region, the price action could come down to this target here, and maybe even a little bit lower to this target here. Worst case scenario, in my opinion, if this is going to hold bullish trend, we got to hold this diagonal trend line right around this region here, somewhere around 15,003, right? That's kind of how I'm looking at the potential for downside. Again, it is possible. This market is very, very, very overextended and has been for quite some time. Would not be out of the question to see a little bit of a medium-term time frame, short-term, medium-term time frame pullback here. As identified right here. Confirming lower lows, lower highs, following this really disgusting channel formation to the downside, confirming macro higher lows, and then boom, again, change of behavior on the daily time frame. I have learned literally just recently a couple of things about overall trend here, and number one, sometimes a low is insignificant. Sometimes you see a low and you're like, yeah, I'm confident that the trend is going to continue, but seeing a specific low taken out does not destroy the trend, or at least does not destroy the hopes for that trend. Again, major change of behavior. Again, from a daily time frame perspective, from a trading perspective, anything below 14,485 is going to convince me that this one's going to likely enter a legitimate bear market here. Again, this little bit of a short-term time frame downtrend right here. Yeah, it was nasty, heinous. Peeps were getting worried, but again, I was failing to look at the overall structure at that time. And guess what? High or low in confluence with all the lows that ride this diagonal trend line, right? Very, very, very bullish stuff here on the daily time frame. We'll go back a little bit more here. Again, I'm trying to give you guys as much information that I'm seeing as possible. Very, very beautiful, very, very juicy trend line to the upside. Has not faltered, has not broken, and again, I will not look for any types of immediate danger, immediate change of behaviors until we see closures much, much lower. For now, we broke resistance. We're looking at potentially confirming that new broken resistance as tentative support. And if so, you know, the overall general bias that I've had for quite some time now will still remain valid, and that bias is an extension to continue towards the the 2 spot 272 Fibonacci extension around $17,250, give or take a few bucks here. But you know, that's pretty much it, and that's just price action. We haven't even gone into momentum oscillators here. RSI continuing up still. Again, we do have the potential to confirm some bearish divergence if this structure here tops out, and a top out I would be convinced of if we saw a closure below the breakout point, right? Below, you know, the resistance that we just broke likely signifies a top call on RSI, at which point I will be looking for bearish divergence. It's possible, it's not confirmed. Stochastics back into the bullish critical zone, continuing deeper into the bullish critical zone. All of this is bullish, maintaining structure in some type of bullish territory here for our stochastics. Same thing for RSI, maintaining structure in the bullish control area. I don't know if we have any trend lines to be really, you know, positive or confident about. I think we do. Yeah, we do, right there. You know, long-term trend line still valid. But again, you guys got to remember, you know, we're in the bullish control zone from an RSI perspective. We do have examples where, you know, RSI remains in the bullish control zone. Price action continues to be massively bullish, but we have more examples of when the bullish, the bullish control zone doesn't work. Right? We see quick entries, quick exits, quick entries, quick exits, and sometimes not even quick entries. Sometimes just tests and then boom, failures. You know, we are in the bullish control zone. Things are exciting for this market, but it would not be out of the question to see some kind of pullback at some point, right? But that's kind of it, you guys, for NASDAQ. Continuation until proven otherwise. Once I start seeing levels to the downside, you know, broken, then I'll be convinced that some of those downside targets will be met. But for now, I'm bullish on all fucking cylinders. Momentum oscillators look good. Price action looks good. The structure looks good. High or low, we're above the 21, extending to new all-time highs. Everything looks good. And guess what? SPY futures, the same fucking thing here. Barely confirming the new all-time highs, but nonetheless, breakout confirmed above resistance. Let me adjust that real quick. We're going to get that long-term diagonal trend line into formation for this one as well. Obviously, this one is probably going to be massive. I want to see how it works. I mean, you got a two touches right there. Technically three, and maybe there we go. Intermediate ones in between, you know, maybe like I don't even know how to draw this one out. I mean, yeah, you know, that could work. I mean, we kind of have like two trend lines in this formation from a diagonal perspective. And again, I don't like using diagonals too often, but again, I like to use them when they're relevant. And in the case of SPY futures and NASDAQ, they're very relevant. And just to clear something up, I have been thinking about this. I look at NASDAQ and I look at SPY futures because they are the index of a whole shitload of companies, right? And typically when you're looking at an index for a shitload of companies and that index is going to new all-time highs, you're likely going to see some bullish price action with a lot of the assets that are tied to NASDAQ and that are tied to SPY futures here. But again, nonetheless, still very bullish. Stock market still very bullish. I don't know what I just did. I'm all sorts of fucked up today. Give me a second, you guys. It's the same disposition, guys. It's the same disposition. We see stochastics back into the bullish critical zone. God, I'm fucking up my English today. Back into the bullish critical zone here. Again, this being the threshold that I get very excited for. And RSI continuing in the bullish control zone as well. Again, still has the possibility to confirm some type of bearish divergence. Again, if we see some kind of top call, at which point, kind of the way I'm looking at price action, I would be convinced of a top with any candle closure below the breakout point right here. This is the current breakout point. The current resistance, or it's still technically considered resistance. We did break it, but again, I don't confirm it as support until we confirm a secondary candle closure above. This is about as bullish as it gets, you guys. Again, while I like to look at both sides of the ballpark here, I am absolutely confident of continuation for this one until proven otherwise. Again, the 2 spot 272 is going to be the next target that I'm going to kind of be looking for here. Somewhere around 4870, 4,870 bucks, maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower. General target, that's the 272. That's what I'm looking at here. And we just confirmed new all-time highs, and we could be potentially confirming the breakout point as support. it gives me enough confidence to suggest that the probability of continuation is more than the probability of a decrease in value. And it goes without saying, both assets above the 21. As long as price action remains above the 21, I am looking for continuation. Now, things get a little concerning. Same thing as NASDAQ with any closure below the current low. Where is that at? Right? Oh, that one's actually lined up with 21, right around 46.40. Any candle closure below there, I'm going to start targeting levels to the downside. We never confirmed this as support, so we have a huge gap before we hit the next liquid zone here. First target test would be like 45.70 to the downside. But worst case scenario, we see a general greater pullback. As long as we maintain structure above this diagonal trend line here, I tend to not be worried about the general structure as a whole. Again, coming off of macro lows rather than the insignificant lows that I was talking about. In my opinion, the current low at 46.50 is kind of insignificant. Yes, it would confirm a change of behavior on the daily time frame, but it would not convince me of a change of behavior on the longer term time frames. Right, long term, all that would suggest is that a pullback to the diagonal trend line, maybe even a little bit low, as long as we're above the current macro structure low. Anything above that region is fair game if this one decides to turn around for a little while, just like this region before. Again, we did see trades below the 21 exponential. Let me get my drawing tool. We did see trades below the 21 exponential here, test, reject, new lows, test, reject, new lows, but ultimately we ended up with a structural higher low in the formation as a whole. Again, the immediate price action is important, but it is not the most important factor to pay attention to. When in doubt, pull out. Not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. That's how I look at it, though. That's going to do it for SPY futures. We're going to check out the Dixie. I do believe that one pulled back as suggested yesterday. Yeah, that one did continue a little bit of a pullback as a result of meeting new resistance here. Again, nothing deadly, nothing crazy, nothing destructive just yet with price action. The only thing I'm looking for is continuation for now, all the way down to this current, support level here, right around 95.20. Anything lower than that, same thing, you guys. We have a diagonal trend line that is extremely valid right now. Lots of touch points to prove that point as valid. Worst case scenario, this thing decides to top out for a little while. A pullback all the way to the diagonal trend line would not be out of the question. Maybe consolidate on the trend line and then continue to the upside. We've seen it before. Breakouts on the trend line here above specific horizontals, pull back into the trend line. Do a little bit of chop for a little bit of while. Boom, breakout. Same thing could occur, or we could see again. Things are concerning if we break the trend line here. The major low that I'm currently focused on is right here, 93.35. Any candle closure below there, concerning. Major change of behavior in my opinion. Major change of behavior in my opinion. Because some of these are structural in my opinion for the general trend as a whole, and seeing legitimized new lows on price action would be concerning, although that is not my main bias. My main bias is still bullish here. We do see a little bit of support on the exponential from an RSI perspective right now. I do like that. The only thing that's slightly concerning, it slightly suggests more of a pullback, is the fact that our stochastics, boom, has shot straight down in the critical zone here, forcing the exponential negative. But we've seen it before. We've seen major crosses, boom, below, and then boom, right back up. Again, coiling is one of my favorite things to look for, either in the bullish control zone or the bearish control zone. It just indicates that one or the other have absolute power. I still believe the bulls have the power for the US dollar index. Just a little profit taking. You're seeing a little bit of an effect as a result of profit taking here. If we do close below 95.20, the next target to the downside is going to be right around that diagonal trend line at 94.18. The way I'm looking at it right now, though, bit of a pullback, not out of the question. I'm still looking for new highs. Any closure above 95.30, 93? I read that wrong. 95. Damn it! I can't talk. I need water. 95.93. Try to say that 5 times real fast, eh? Any candle closure above that target, I'm going to be extremely confident of continuation to the next horizontal resistance here, right around 96.65. And again, we are seeing some counter trend movements, not counter trend, counter usual price action between the US dollar index and the general stock market as a whole. Now we're seeing cryptocurrency pull back, right? But I was looking for kind of everything to do that. And while cryptocurrency is pulling back, US dollar index is going through the roof, stock market's going through the roof. It's kind of weird to see. I was kind of looking for a little bit more of a decline in the stock market as a result of the US dollar index going up again. The value of our dollar is going up, so maybe everything else comes down in price. You know what I'm saying? And again, past market performance is not indicative of future market results, but in the past, we've seen it before. We have seen it before on, and we'll get to that example right now. We got this big, huge crash on the US dollar index from 2020 all the way down to this region here, about the first month of 2021, right? And that was a huge Bitcoin, Bitcoin bear market. If we can go to 20, oh man, I need to get used to that. We need to go to 2020 here. 2020. Whoop, we saw a big curl, and then boom, huge bull market as a result of the US dollar index going nowhere except for down. And now that we're seeing the US dollar index go up, we're still seeing other assets go up, and I'm not used to seeing that. It's definitely new. And again, trading is about adapting and adjusting to price action, taking in the information that is present, taking the evidence that is present, and making informed decisions based off of that, right? And you guys got to remember, past market performance is never indicative of future market results. So it is a little weird to see it, but guess what? I was ready for it. I'm prepared for it. Before we get to Bitcoin, though, we're going to go ahead and move on to what everybody's talking about in the chat right now, and that is the fucking Hall of Fame village here. Boy, I want to say the target has been met. I want to so bad. We are so close. But from a trading perspective, you could consider this the target has been met. We just broke support here, looking to confirm it as new tentative resistance. This one's not healthy at all whatsoever. Yes, I am full-blown, absolutely bearish on this one. Here is the last hope, right? If the bulls want to flip this market around and do something with it, this is their last hope to do it. $1.95. I need to see a full-blown, convincing reversal to the upside if I'm going to be convinced of positive trading, right? Longing, trading to the upside rather than trading to the downside. We need to hold this region as support, hold it strong, and then fucking explode. But here's my concern: we don't have that many touch points here from a support standpoint. It is a valid support, yes, but not a lot of history. So it could prove to be very, very, very weak here. Any closure below that $1.95 region here, I'm going to be looking for the next target at about $1.79. But in my opinion, it likely shoots much, much lower. That will confirm legitimate long-term change of behavior, and I do believe for the long-term time frames here, this one's not going to be fun to trade. Again, from an investment standpoint, from my perspective here, die. Let the Hall of Fame die right now. They're still building it. Okay? I see so many people they're concerned about the Hall of Fame. Why? Why are you concerned with a project that's not even done? It's likely that this market is falling because they are taking a shit ton of money out of it to build the damn thing. If you are a long-term investor, again, not financial advisor, this is not financial advice, but if you are a long-term, not a week, not a fucking month, I'm talking years. If you are a long-term investor of the Hall of Fame Village and you are ready to quit already because of this price action, maybe you bought in a little too high and you're ready to give up, this is not your game. Long-term, 5 to 10 years, you are an investor. I am an investor in the Hall of Fame. They are taking my money to build the damn thing, right? You guys got to remember that. That's probably what's happening. They're taking the money out of the market so that they can at least build the project, get it done. When the project is done and they open, that's when things can get exciting. And that could be in another couple years. It's very realistic. They're building a water park. They're building a bunch of hotels. They're building shopping malls, shopping centers. It's going to take some time, you guys. Calm. Stay calm. Do not let your emotions dictate your decisions. Make sound decisions based off of price action. Price action, to me, exhilarating. I want this one to continue to decline. I want them to take my money so that maybe if it comes down to $1.78 to 79 or even low to $1.50, I can scoop up a shit ton more at a dirt cheap price and hodl. There are three now. I believe in the ape. There's the bull, there's the bear, and there's the ape. And the ape has diamond fucking hands. And they do not let their emotions sway their decisions. They do not sell an asset that is literally brand new and has hardly no history just because there's some red in the price action. They're taking the money on purpose, man. Again, if that's what's going on, I don't know for sure. I'm not reading the news or anything, but you kind of gotta imagine that a stock for a company that's not even operational is going to decline. Stay calm, stay collected, right? If you're trading it, short it. Cool. Price action's been below the 21 exponential for quite some time, giving you a couple of little fake outs here. And again, seeing a little bit of a fake out like this is not convincing of a reversal, in my opinion. Yes, we would confirm a change of behavior with any closure back above $2.50 and in confluence with, that closure being above the 21, right? But I want to see volatility expand. I want to see stochastics go into some bullish control, RSI go into some bullish control, right? I want to stop seeing this weakness here, this maintenance of the bearish control zone for such a long time. I gotta see evidence of something bullish before I'm convinced this one's going to reverse, and I am not convinced, ladies and gentlemen. I am not convinced that this one's going to reverse to the upside. Again, until proven otherwise. I could be wrong. We could hit support at this region at $1.95 and initiate a reversal, but a closure below $1.95, down. I'm looking straight to the depths of the stock market abyss for this one. And again, I'm a big fan of the Hall of Fame, you guys. I'm a big fan. I got a jersey, you guys can't see it, but I got a jersey hanging up right there. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I fucking love football. I grew up in Canton, Ohio for 22 years. I was born and raised there. So, big fan. I'm a big believer. And if there is any advice that isn't considered financial advice that I could give anybody holding the Hall of Fame right now, it's this. If you are a long-term investor, ladies and gentlemen, patience is the key. Patience is absolutely the key in this game if you are a long-term investor. Again, this market, let me see how long it's been open. July 2020. This market hasn't even been open long enough. If you bought on opening day, you are still not a long-term investor of this asset. You got years to go. Patience. Be patient. Be patient with the process. Again, I drive past the project all the time, and if you don't believe me when I tell you that it's not fucking done, do some research. It's not done. It's nowhere close to done. They have loads of production for this Hall of Fame village to conduct. And again, if you're a long-term investor, then you are in the same thought process as me. My thought process is when the Hall of Fame village opens and they start bringing in NFL football players, NBA, people from across the country coming to Canton, Ohio and spending all their fucking money on the Hall of Fame village, on all the merch, on all the food, the hotels, the water park, all that revenue comes in. That's when the stock market, that's when the stock gets bullish, legitimately bullish, long-term bullish. That's when the investment becomes valid. And in my opinion, again, I bought in at $1.80. I'm transparent with you guys. $1.80? It's $1.80. For an asset that, in my opinion, could reach heights of $100 a share. $150 a share, $200 a share. You see what I'm saying? Give the asset time. Just because it doesn't look good now, or just because it doesn't look good right now, doesn't mean it won't perform good in the future when that bad boy opens up. That's going to be my piece of non-financial advice for the day. If you're a Hall of Fame village holder, just be patient, guys. Buy low. Not financial advice. Again, I'm telling myself to buy more low. breaking this region here absolutely destroys this. Absolutely. I think bots and algorithms set in, and this thing fucking gets creamed. Just fucking gets destroyed. It's been getting destroyed this whole time, and I don't think it's done. A closure below $1.95. My little whiskers are gonna go, brrr, and I'm gonna be like, oh, time to transfer from my bank account to my trading account. It's time to execute a buy, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy as many of these fucking shares as humanly possible, and then sit and do nothing until one day the project's open, and then I blink, and all of a sudden I'm sitting on 2,500 shares, and I bought them all, at under $3, and boom, 3 years from now I wake up and the asset's worth 20 a share, 30 a share, 45 a share, and it's just going through a bull market because the Hall of Fame Village is actually open and actually doing something rather than being built. It's not even built yet. It's not even built yet. If you're an ape, if you're a long-term hodler, you have not held this long-term. Long-term is 3 to 5 years, in my opinion. You have not held this long-term. Patience is the key. In my opinion, this asset at some point in time destroys $7, destroys $10, destroys $20. That's my opinion. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar market, and it will continue to be a multi-billion-dollar market. Nothing phases them. Everyone loves football. People will come to Canton to see the Hall of Fame Village. And that's when the market goes up. But that's going to do it for the Hall of Fame. Let's go ahead and check out motherfucking Bitcoin, biatch. All right. This is the big event, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you the excitement that I feel. I feel excited. Why? Because I learned something. And I didn't even have to do research. I learned it just by watching my indications and watching my price action. I learned something today. I learned something, and I took profit less than 24 hours after taking a position to the downside. Holy shit. That's what the game is about, ladies and gentlemen. Preparation, plan, execute. Preparation, plan, execute. Do not let your emotions deviate you away from what your edge is telling you. My edge, y'all know it. Everybody knows my edge. I almost don't have to say it. What is it? That's right, the 21 exponential moving average. That is my main source of edge. That is what tells me pull the trigger or get out. The 21 and the 21 alone is my sole edge. That is the discipline. This is the line of discipline. From my trading rule perspective, it is the number one most important factor of all of my decisions in this market. Two closes, a break and a secondary closure below the 21, I'm shorting. I have no choice. Per my trading rules, I'm taking that edge because I'm going to lose money if I don't. Break and secondary candle closure above, I'm taking a long. The edge is the 21, right? And what did we see? Oh shit. I got to zoom in a little bit. What did we see? Nice little break. Boom. Right here. And I got a little lucky. I did enter pretty close. I entered as close as I could. Right here on this this reversal style candlestick formation right there. That was the 16th. Secondary closed. Boom. Immediately. I did not hesitate. 8 o'clock. Boom. Entered. Just like that. 8 o'clock. I entered. Less than 24 hours, I'm already taking off profit. Boom! With continuation to the downside. And here's what I learned today, right? Again, I was astonished. So I'm looking at my fib, right? And this is the fib retracement. Okay? Got the top, got the bottom. I was looking at this and I was like, wait a minute. I always struggle with taking profit because I have a hard time not lining it up perfectly with support. You can never guarantee a perfect test of support. You can never guarantee it. I wanted to take that profit as quickly as possible. That is the goal. Time. You take profit quickly, you're saving time, which inherently, time is money, right? Time is money. The more time you have, the more money you make. And I wanted to take profit as quickly as possible on this move on the daily time frame. And look at that, boom. I looked at my fib and I was like, well, instead of lining it up with this horizontal support right here, again, I'm going to draw it out. Instead of taking profit here, which I would have taken profit here. I said, why don't I just take a quick profit here? Right here. I wish I could do that straighter. Let me do a horizontal. Right here. Right on the spot 382 Fibonacci retracement. And look at that. Opens, boom, hits the target, 50% of my position, chopped, profit secured. Again, that is profit secured. Not only that, but I got to tighten up my risk after the 21 exponential ticked to the downside today. 7 p.m. That's when everything happened. That's when everything went down. I took profit, like no joke, an hour into the new candle, and boom. Today we got to tick below. I got to manage my risk. I got to take profit, and I'm still sitting on the rest of my position. Next take profit, right here, 52. Well, actually, it's my take profit's at the spot 5 retracement, 53,461. Right, close enough is close enough to support. But I'm looking at this blue box territory. This is an area where price action could definitely fall, especially if we see a candle closure breakage below this horizontal support. My next target's going to be down here. Now, for the general trend, it still doesn't concern me. I'm just looking for a position, right? I took the position, I took the edge. That does not mean the bull market is over for crypto. We are far from confirming that the bull market is over for crypto. For now, again, I could be proven wrong at any point, but for now, I'm looking at this blue box territory here to maintain the macro trend. We could see price action pull all the way into this region, consolidate just like this region, right? Just like this region, we saw a pull, and then we saw consolidation on macro high or low, and then boom, new all-time highs. We could be looking at the same thing. We could see a couple of bounces, obviously, in between. Consolidation, boom. One spot 272 remains my overall bullish target to the upside. Yes, it remains $72,000. Again, doesn't have to happen now. It's probably not going to happen now, in my opinion. What's likely to happen, in my opinion, is that we see some continuation to the downside, likely to that blue box territory that we've all been talking about here for quite some time, being the potential base, the potential stop and reverse area for confirming another macro structural higher low. Again, perfect example. Highlight it. Boom. First low, reversal. Second higher low, reversal. Potential third higher low, reversal. Now, things get concerning, yes, if we break below that blue box territory. Again, we realistically could close above here and above here, which is 46.8 and 44.850. Technically, yes, we could close anywhere above this horizontal support and still confirm a structural higher low. But again, anything below that blue box territory, the targeted territory, things get a little concerning because closures below the current macro low, definitely indicative of a macro structural change of behavior, and things likely go bearish from that point. That's well and far away. I don't like to play with well and far away. I like to play with the structure that I'm being given and the price action that continues to print every day as evidence to base inferences on. And for now, we're pulling back. We're seeing a little pullback. All-time high, extending to new fib levels. Boom, pullback. It's not rocket science, guys. So what I'm looking for here is the blue box territory at the end of the day. Yes, we could hold the current support at 55,850 here and then reverse from this point. But again, evidence will be given to us if we break that region that we likely see a decline to that blue box territory to the downside. And here's a little bit more. Stochastics breaking that diagonal trend line structure here. Boom, into the bearish control zone, still pointed very, very, very much to the downside. RSI below the 50 read, below the diagonal trend line. Guess what? Invalid. I'm going to keep that there, just because we could see a little bit of, right now, in my opinion, we're at a little bit of a bounce area. We could see a bounce up to the next resistance at 58,400. That would not be out of the question, and we likely see RSI hit that diagonal trend line and potentially rejected. Getting rejected adds to the confidence of my position here to the downside, especially if RSI enters the bearish control zone. The entire structure would be destroyed, in my opinion, at that point, at least from an RSI perspective. And I would be looking for, general continuation to the blue box territory and potentially a little less. So that's kind of what we're looking at for Bitcoin right now. That's what I'm in. I've taken profit on one of my positions today. Patience is key sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. Patience is key, and sometimes waiting for that right signal to make a move pays off. And this one today paid off rather quickly. And that's going to do it for Bitcoin here. I wonder what's next. BITF. God, I wonder if that one hit a pullback. I really do. Let's go ahead and find out. Yeah, it did. It broke the bottom side of the range. I'm looking for a pullback to the current support, just below the 21 exponential, an open and closure below the 21 exponential, and my overall target to the downside will be this diagonal trend line here. I'm still very bullish on this. Again, new all-time highs, consolidates for a little while, and then sees a little bit of a decline. Still above the 21 though, so as long as price action remains above the 21, I am going to be looking for new all-time highs. But again, tying that in with the consolidation phase that just broke to the bottom side, if we confirm resistance here, I think the 21 slips. I think we see price action escape the 21, and we see a little bit more of a decline to the first level here at about 650, generally speaking. But if we close below the 21 and confirm below the 21, I'm likely going to be looking for a pullback to this diagonal trend line of support. Again, right here, confirming your uptrend. Boom. 1, 2, 3, could be 4 before continuing further up, right? So, evidence is there. Clean evidence here. Number one, RSI escaping the bullish control zone here, closing below the exponential, forcing it to a negative slope here, and also confirming new lows. That's your piece of evidence number one. Stochastics here, kind of going a little bit choppy, but boom, back below the critical threshold of that 80 read here into the bullish control zone. That's another signal that I'm looking for. Again, it hasn't happened yet. We don't have confirmation below. We can easily confirm a higher low on the 21 before reversing, but since that evidence isn't present, I have to go based off of what I see, and what I see is a break below the range low, the range low here, and we likely see a little continuation as a result of that. Momentum oscillators are pulling down a little bit, and the range broke to the downside. Now, I'm not saying it can't confirm a higher low on the 21, and if it does, then I'm immediately, immediate short-term bullish once again, but seeing a little bit of a break of the range here tells me that maybe a little bit of a pullback is suggested here. This one did kind of go, nicely from what? Almost 2x just about. So a little bit of take profit kind of has to be one of those things on your mind for this one. And that's kind of going to do it for Bitfarms. We're going to go check out AMC right now. Still consolidating, man. Yeah, we got, again, and this is why I pay attention to macro structure. Oh, but Brian, we have a higher low. Okay, doesn't mean shit. We got a lower high. There's no trend here. Absolutely no trend. I'm going to be looking for price action to bounce between these horizontals until proven otherwise. And again, that proof otherwise would be a clean break above, like this candle here, followed by a secondary candle closure above to confirm new tentative support. This here, a little bit of a fake out, nice little peak above resistance, no confirmation of new support, shot right back down the following day. And then confirmed a low here. Yeah, a higher low for sure, but guess what? We just confirmed a lower high. So micro doesn't mean shit to me. What matters is that this is ranging. It's still ranging. We have evidence of that. Our stochastics is in the bullish neutral zone, indicative of a range here. Definitely crossed back up and holding the 50 as support, so that is a good signal for the potential upside here. But RSI definitely painting a picture a little bit better. Look at that rangy range, sideways. The disposition remains the same for AMC here. A secondary open and closure above 43.32, and I'll look for extension to the next resistance at $48. However, if we break the bottom side of the range here at 34.70, then I'm going to start targeting moves to the downside. First target gonna be somewhere about like 30.85. We're gonna get rid of this blue box because that's not relevant no more. Yeah, and I mean, and again, while we are technically, kind of like, doing this here, That does not negate the fact that we're ranging between two horizontals right now. And until one of those horizontals breaks either to the upside or to the downside, I'm going to continue to call it sideways until proven otherwise. That's going to do it for AMC, ladies and gentlemen. We got ENJ engine coin? ENJ? What? How long has it been since I looked at this one? Maybe never. Maybe never. Yeah, I think never. I've never seen engine coin. I've heard of it. I've definitely heard of engine coin here. God damn. Nice little bear market here. Nice little bull market here. Let's go ahead and play with some horizontals here, right? Let's go ahead. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. All right. Major low, boom. Oh shit. No, cancel. Alt and H, please. Boom. Ooh, we gotta structure a low here. Oh shit, dog. I got a comment. Could you do some TRLY? Turn it up. 5517 is in the house tonight. Drop in the first comment of the stream. Absolutely, I'm gonna get through this engine request first, and then I would definitely do truly here. If you're new to the channel, man, thank you for the comment. I'm sorry if you're not and I can't remember, but if you are, hit that subscribe button, man. Welcome to the group. Welcome to the community, man. We're just looking to expand and continue learning how to make money in this market, right? We're going to go ahead and lay down some more. I mean, you could argue that this one's kind of ranging too. Yeah, you could. Oh shit. You could definitely argue that this one's ranging right now. Love you, bro. Love you too, man. Thanks for coming into the group. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Let me get this free money real quick. Let's see here. Already sub. Yeah! So he is not new. He is familiar with the channel, and he is back to watching. We're gonna have to pull out fibs for this one, y'all. For sure. Alright, so the way I'm looking at it, you know, things are postured for continuation. Things are definitely postured for this one to continue going up. Definitely not acting the way Bitcoin's acting right now, but kind of in a range, still holding that range. I'd be looking for any candle closure above $3.55. Then I'll be convinced of continuation to the one spot 272, and that's a nice move. Right around $4.30 here, and I do believe that would be quicker rather than later here. However, if the bottom side of the range breaks, which is $2.80, that would be in confluence with an open and closure below the 21 exponential, and I would have no choice here but to look for continuation to this level. And this would be like $2.25, and that would be like the first kind of region that I look for to the downside. But looking at stochastics here, looking like we're about to support the 50 read, right? Maybe. It's definitely possible. It's definitely definitely possible here. To support the 50 read. And again, just because we see, a little bit of a structure below does not mean it won't cross right back above. If it crosses right back above, it's supported in my opinion. Give me 1 second. Let me get the zones here. This is a new asset that I'm looking at right now. So I have to get my shit together. We're gonna get this out of here. Boom. Oh yeah. There it is. Sweet. Yeah, I mean, engine looks good though, man. I mean, nice definitive uptrend, clearly defined, horizontal support and resistance structure here, consolidating on almost new all-time highs, playing around with new all-time highs, and that's when you want to get, kind of prepared. And the fact that we're above the 21 and haven't deviated from that fact definitely tells me I'm more confident of upside continuation for this one than not. So again, the most important factor here is waiting to see if we see a closure above $3.57, and if we do, we'll have new all-time highs, and I will look for extension to the upside. RSI, bullish divergence here, playing around very, 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 heavily with that exponential here. Not quite above it just yet, but it's playing some bullish divergence, man. Again, if we confirm a break of that resistance that we were talking about here, and RSI crosses back above that exponential, things get exciting for this one, in my opinion. And again, we talked about stochastics too, and you got to consider volatility is still expanding. Yeah, we hit an orange day. Ooh, big whoop-de-doo. Moving average is still explosive. I personally, I don't think this move is done. Until proven otherwise. Oh shit, that's kind of how I'm going to look at it. I meant to close this out. And again, that only proof otherwise for this one here would be, again, an open and closure below the 21. That would convince me that this one likely doesn't reach new all-time highs, that we actually see a little bit of a decline to about $2.25, and that's going to do it. Let's go ahead and check out Algo USD. Algo USD. I know I've looked at this one. Oh my, what the fuck? Holy shit! Look at that! Look at that death wick! Yo! I can only imagine if it closed up here. Like, jeez. Still below the 21. Still convinced the price action declines. Oh no, I promised Truly first. Not Algo. We'll do Algo in a minute. TRLY? Hey brother, you got like a company name or something for TRLY? Is it Tilray or is it Truly? Give me a heads up on that ticker so that I can properly analyze, because it's not popping up. TRLY, yeah, it's not popping up, brother. I don't know if it's a crypto or what's the dealio with that one, brother. I guess we're gonna continue on with this for now. Tilray, TILRAY. There we go. Ooh, pot stock. Bad. Ooh. Ooh. This one kind of looks like the fucking Hall of Fame. I'm not gonna lie to you. TLRY. Oh, TLRY. Okay, alright. I have done analysis on this one, but not on the live stream. This was actually personal analysis that I did before I started the live streams. I don't think it's fucking valid. I think it was stupid back then. We're gonna redo this. Right off the bat, man, it doesn't look good. It does not look good. Yeah, it doesn't look good, man. It kind of looks like the Hall of Fame, except the Hall of Fame didn't have one of these right here. Had more like one of these. No new highs confirmed. Bad earnings. Very bad earnings. Let's look at momentum. Bad. Rejection of the 50 read. Oof. Oof. Oh man. RSI rejecting the bullish control zone. Jeez Louise. So what I would say for this one here, I'm going to be looking for continuation. If we get a secondary candle closure below the 21 exponential here, I'm going to be looking for targets much lower than $10, which we're going to have to identify here. Any closure below $10, I'm going to be looking for this one to swan dive all the way to about $8.20. Yeah, give or take a couple of cents here and there. This one looking raunchy right now. Nice big bear market playing out, and we definitely got confirmation of this likely to continue playing out with this fail rally. Again, you do see a higher high, you do see a higher low and higher high formation here, and again, that's a micro formation. But guess what? It failed. This rally failed. They got sold into and basically crushed a low and closed below the 21 exponential, and we see a lot of definitive indications of confidence here. Number one, red day on that red candle here. Big, huge, expanding volatility on that red day. Signal number two, break of the 50 read and the exponential forcing it negative. I don't like the 50 read break here. Read number three, clean rejection of the bullish control zone here, straight back down. And number four is the 21 exponential being broken. A secondary candle closure below that coming into tomorrow. Again, that is tomorrow. If we close below this 21 exponential tomorrow, I will look for continuation to $10 first, but likely much lower. Any open and closure below $10. The next target that becomes valid here is about $8.20. Now, I could be convinced otherwise with a low here. I would need to see a full reversal above yesterday's wick high, which is above the red 10 simple at $12.12 even. Any closure above there, we likely get a low call on our RSI here. We likely see stochastics curl a little bit back to the upside. But again, the evidence that what I'm seeing pressures on to the downside. I don't think this market's bullish right now. I think this one continues to sell. This one continues to go to the downside. We're going to go ahead and look at Algo. That's going to be the last one for the day. Unless I get more requests. Again, this is a heinous. What the fuck is this? This is definitely like something. A trap. maybe an active trap. I mean, maybe a short-term time frame trap. I mean, yeah. Man, I hate to see that, man, because from a daily perspective, we're still below the 21 exponential, which this likely confirms to be a lower high in this structure here. You know, again, coming off, you know, breaking this diagonal structure, yeah, we could argue that we are in a higher low structure, but not really much of a structure that I'm confident in here. The one that I was confident was this structure here. Again, with all these touch points right here, lots of touch points. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, so many. And then what happens? Just kidding. Below the 21, comes back up, rejects the 21. Again, this is a rejection. Just because you got that big ass unfucking godly wick up, we saw the candle body close below the 21 rejection. And now I'm going to be looking for new lows. Especially if Bitcoin continues to that blue box territory here. I would not put it out of the question here to see price action for this one reach about $1.55, maybe $1.56 to the downside. And if we break $1.50, you know, $1.54, $1.55 here, things get ugly in my opinion, as the only valid target to the downside that I see is about $1.27. Big heinous potential move to the downside. Again, unless proven otherwise. Again, this could prove to be a higher low structure. Again, it is a rising trend line. We do have a second touch point, but I'm not going to be convinced of that unless we recover back above the 21, and more so unless we close above new highs. This one's just heinous. Just heinous. Absolutely heinous. Chalk that up as like a bigger range. Kind of fix my horizontals a little bit. There we go. I don't know what that candle, this wick here, this is just, holy crap. Like, imagine being in there and then just taking profits 80% up. See if it hit any fib extensions, or do I not have fib extensions? I don't. Let's go ahead and put one out though. Because I mean, it likely lines up with a fib. Oh, wouldn't you fucking know it? Oh, wouldn't you know it? Oh, look at that. I didn't even have to put it out to say it lined up with a fib. Look at that. You know, price action here just skyrocketing past the 1 spot 4. Not past, just to the 1 spot 414. Just above the 1 spot 212 here. $2.85, and then getting absolutely destroyed here. No momentum on RSI as a result of that wick here. Again, it all goes off of candle body structure, and then Stochastics wasn't convinced at all. Stochastics still just kind of, nah, not today. I'm just going to continue going down. No momentum from the bullish perspective here. Yeah, I think this one might turn around a little bit, to be quite honest with you guys. And, you know, until proven otherwise, that's kind of my disposition. Down. Not looking healthy for algo. And that's going to do it for the stream, everybody. No comments came in, except for, you know, turn it up in the house, and one other viewer. I don't know who the other viewer is, but thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the stream. If you're new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. We'll be back again tomorrow, maybe a little later, because I'm doing something after work that'll take me like 20 minutes. But I'm gonna try to be on by 12:40 to do, you know, a Friday beginning to the weekend stream, roughly the same time tomorrow, and that's gonna do it, everybody. Thanks, bro. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to just keep going and keep making money. Like I said, I took some nice profit on Bitcoin today. It took less than 24 hours to secure that profit. It was a big chunk. Because I'm playing with a little bit of leverage here, and you know, my risk was extremely, like, very tight. My risk is very tight right now, as tight as possible, and it's getting tighter every day. And it just so happens that price action continued in less than 24 hours to my take profit target, and boom. Sitting pretty on a nice chunk of profit right now, and that's going to do it for the stream, guys. Thank you for being here once again. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell, and until next time, everybody, you already know what it is. Stay safe, stay happy, stay